Hello, Dina here, Little Widow, littlewidow.com. All the rest, nobody really cares, right? Our YouTube channel is gibberish at this point because we have less than 100 subscribers. So let's work on that, right? Because I mean, that's what we're watching videos. I write these nice little posts, I write these horoscopes. I don't read them, I just watch the videos. So, littlewidow.com and YouTube gibberish letters. That's what we have. Let's not mess around. So I'm smudging the Delos cards right now. You know, love this deck. This reading tonight is for someone I don't know. Got an email about it. Came in through the website. I'm drinking coffee. I don't know what to say. Like if it seems weird, let's blame it on that. Coffee. I have coffee here. Look, I have a mug of coffee. No wine, just coffee. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. All right, so tonight's reading is for someone who is fairly young. I'm gonna start out by saying that, okay? I feel like it's relevant. So she has apparently been through it a little bit. So she's only like about to be 21, I think. Is that possible? Is my math wrong? No, she's not even 21 yet. Super young. But she, about a year ago, got out of a relationship with someone that she was with for 6 years. So that means that she was with this person really from like 13 to 19. Like, that's a crazy amount of time. That essentially is like really, right? It's not quite half your life, but just about. It's a lot of your development. I get how hard that is. So it's been about a year. And I think, you know, maybe it was on and off again from what I took from her email a little bit. It might have been on and off again for a little while, so that, you know, it wasn't like super abrupt, but, you know, it was very difficult for her. And she, you know, a year later, she's really hoping that someone else shows up, you know, that something is forthcoming. But at the same time, it's hard to move on after that long of a time. You know, like maybe energetically, she's blocked. You know, she did mention, she actually used the word stagnant, which we get all kinds of stagnant things in these readings these days. So that's kind of what prompted me to want to do this reading. So I hope we see something good for her. I don't see anything that screams, oh my God, love of my life in her chart. I'm just gonna put that out there. That said, she's 20, 21, just about, whatever, just the same. So, you know, there are some things in there that look, she's one thing in her chart that looks like something interesting could happen in the next couple months, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily in the love arena. It's kind of like a wild card to me, almost. Like it's like a Mercury thing in her progressed chart, and Mercury is not the ruler of her 7th and is not the ruler of her 10th. So I don't know how to read that it's gonna happen. It really could be a change in her expression or a change in her thinking or something like that more than anything else, you know? So it's kind of like a blank slate astrologically. I do see like way into the future, you know, all those major markers that signify like, holy shit, this is the love of my life happening, but I don't see them right now. That said, some people who have those markers, they have them a long time. You know, they're married for a long time before those markers are active. And for some people, those are like, this is when I finally have my kid. You know, my kid is the love of my life. So just grain of salt with that. Just because I don't see them active in her chart right now doesn't mean that a relationship can't happen. Oh boy. Jumper. Oh, it's not a bad one. Knight of Wands. Okay, all right. I'll take it. So the Knight of Wands popped out. That's not a bad card. We're gonna shuffle them back in. We're not gonna worry about that. That's a card like passion, quick relationship. It could come and go, you know? The Knight of Wands can take off as quickly as he shows up, but he's fun while he's here. So, I mean, that's not a bad card. That's not like the other night when the Ten of Swords popped out. Jesus Christ. No, this is fine. All right, so Nine of Wands popped out. We're going to keep that in the back of our mind, that's here. That is, like, based on her chart, that is kind of the vibe that I was thinking. I was thinking, like, she might have a relationship, and it might be fun, and it might last for a while, but I don't think it's going to be the one. Like, that's what her chart looks like to me. That the one is a ways off, but that there might be something really fun in the meantime. But, so tonight we're asking the cards, though, right? If we see anything on the horizon for her romantically in the next couple months, any kind of serious relationship that might crop up for her. You know, we don't want just the Knight of Wands. We don't want to talk about someone who's just going to show up and, you know, get in her pants and then take back off. We want, like, is there anything that's going to show up in the next couple months that's going to be lasting for at least a while? You know, anything compelling and interesting, and do we see something there, something that can go somewhere? And that's what we're really looking for. The cards are ready. So we're just gonna go right into it. And I will say that though, like, just because her chart isn't showing that, she's really young, you know? I mean, she could date somebody for years before getting married, you know? Or she could, you know, those things can happen when you're that young. So I'm not gonna take the fact that her chart looks fairly innocuous to be a no, nothing major can happen. But I'm inclined to say that we might have something fun versus forever first. This is a really positive first card. Yay, the Two of Cups. That represents her. This is well, however, let's come back to that. It's a great card. The Two of Cups is a great card. It's one of the most positive cards for love. I mean, look at these. Look how cute they are. It could be saying that it is representing her. So it could kind of be representing her old relationship. It's in the environment of the Queen of Wands. She's an Aquarius, so I think that's just more. Eight of Wands is crossing. Okay, well, moving on a little bit. Foundation of the matter is death. Okay, profound transformation has happened. We've left this behind. Chariot behind us as well. Above us is the Knight of Cups. Nice energy over the whole thing. Before us is the Knight of Swords. That's a hard card. We're going to come back to that. Three of Pentacles. Hierophant. Five of Pentacles, and the outcome is Nine of Pentacles. Two nines. All right. So this is tricky. If I'm being honest, and I hate being honest sometimes, but I always am honest. I don't see a relationship forthcoming in the time frame that we spoke about. Both of our outcome cards are nines. We talked about this the other night, that the nines tend to relate back to the Hermit. Of all of the nines, the most negative is the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I get this card a lot. I definitely deal with anxiety and depression, and I worry and I obsess. This is what is in her near future. Swords are mental. This isn't saying anything bad is going to happen, but I mean, this girl is up nights holding her head with her cat's like, everything's fine, but she's really upset. It's definitely not a card that signifies, you know, anything romantic at all. If anything, it signifies loneliness, depression, worrying about romantic things. It might represent being lonely, being sad, being like once like a little bit past obsessive. Maybe like we were obsessing when we were in the Eight of Swords, but now we've resigned ourselves to it and we're just anxious and can't sleep and we're sad. So it's a sad card, and I hate that this came up in her near future. But that's what came up in her near future. So I think what these positive cards in the immediate cross are showing is like we were coming from this place where we had this nice relationship, and then something changed, you know? Like this whole reading is based on the fact that there was this profound change that I wasn't expecting. And now I'm here and I'm really sad and I'm anxious about it and I'm lonely and I really want things to change. And that's all I can think about is the fact that they're not changing. So that's what we have in the near future. And then we move up through this point where maybe she's working a lot. Three of Pentacles, it's a work card. Maybe she's gonna throw herself into work a little bit. In the kind of like outside environment, hopes and fears position, we have the Five of Pentacles. It's kind of like it's a bit of a sad card too. It's a little depressing. It's like, I'm not realizing what I have. I'm a little bummed. I can't see what's in front of me. And we end up with the Nine of Pentacles. We got this card the other day for someone. It's a nice card, actually. The Nine of Pentacles is a positive card. It's just that it's a solitary card. So we have two nines in our outcomes. Nines refer back to the Hermit. The Hermit is, I mean, he's a hermit, right? I mean, let's not pretend that he's not alone. He's alone. The Nine of Pentacles in particular, I mean, everyone always kind of talks about the fact that it's a woman alone enjoying her garden, enjoying the fruits of her labor. She's happy. There is no question that the woman in the Nine of Pentacles she's not unhappy, but she is alone. Well, I mean, unless you count her cat, which I think you should. I think you should count her cat, right? So she's in the garden. She's in this garden. She planted all of this stuff. And it's growing. It's bearing fruit, you know. She's stable. She probably has a good job. She probably has a good support structure around her. She has a cat. She's in this card. She has a bird on her head. Even, I mean, shit. But she's alone. So I don't think it's. I think if you were in an existing relationship and the Nine of Pentacles came up, I would never read that as a breakup card. But when you're looking for a relationship and we have two nines, it's not forthcoming in the time period that we talked about. So I am inclined to say that in the near future, you might have some career stuff happening. You might have some stuff that sets you on your path as this fancy lady who can enjoy the fruits of her labor and really like enjoy material things by herself. But there is nothing in this reading that shows a significant relationship starting in the next few months. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hate that, but that's what we have tonight. I'm not saying it's impossible. None of these cards are negative. None of them show you being unhappy at all. They just show you doing something else that brings you fulfillment that isn't love right now. And really, I mean, if you want to be that person, I'll be that person. Let me just do it, right? Somebody has to be that person. I mean, until you know who you are, until you get to that place in your life where you can love yourself, and really, until you're full of self, you can't. The person who you're supposed to be with can't really show up for you because you're not you yet, right? So maybe that's what these nines are saying, that you need to take some time and you do you for a little while, and then maybe when you're your fullest you, he'll meet you there. I don't know. That's the reading tonight. So that's what I have. It's not negative, but it's definitely, it's not lovey either. All right. Well, if you want me to do your reading, I hope it would be more positive than this. You can email me. My email is on the website littlewidow.com. Good night.